In the Antigone Lonely Planet, you're in a ski mask.
I work like this. I mean, I'm a bit spontaneous, and I very often start with a joke or with a picture that might interest me if I was sitting in a room, in a theater, what I would like to see, something to surprise me. You know, so I was making fun. I always do that in the beginning, even if there are many things that are, for me, deeper and more serious about a play. But the first thought sometimes is like something very stupid or something funny. And so that's how it started. And I was thinking always of seeing some skiers coming on stage and the noise that they will make in the entrance, you know, the do-do-do. So we started like this, and after that, after this idea, I started developing and writing and going deeper into other situations. But it was funny. Also, it was, you know, like the ancient core, this mask, because you couldn't see us. Actually, it was all the equipment and everything. So it was really tragic sometimes when these people were silent and were just looking. Yeah, and then I developed. As the story goes on in this play, you know, they start being more personal and becoming also, in a way, these heroes.
You bring up the personal, and that was obviously very key in that production. A character says, the personal affirmation and honesty is necessary. It is the howl of Antigone's soul that made Sophocles give us goosebumps.
I mean, it's serious, it's what it says, but sometimes in my shows, these things work also as a joke, so it's always this double thing. At that moment, it was the actress, the main actress, who is doing an abortion on stage, because she's explaining that she had also a big dilemma, it's the word, like Antigone when she was on the top of a mountain, having to decide whether to have the baby or to do an abortion, and she decides to do the abortion alone on the mountain with this stick of so she shows the whole thing, and then she starts screaming. And on this scream, we have these people talking, but like in a lecture. So we see here that this scream of Antigone, because it's so real, and so the meaning is serious, but the way in the show has also a kind of a joke.
I want to go back a little, when you first came into contact with that play.
In the ancient Greek lesson, I think we always have Antigone anyway. But the first time after that was in the drama school, of course.
And tell me a little about the way you were taught about Antigone as a character. Were you taught that she is a feminist icon, that she breaks boundaries? How was she depicted to you? I
mean, everything was a little bit free, you know, there's no really method in the schools in Greece, at least 20 years ago when I was there. But anyway, then I read it and I made my own conclusions, or you know, I had my own ideas or my own sense for the whole thing. I think every character is another aspect of the same thing. So it's always, and now I have this book here, Antigone in Greek. I mean, if I open it now, every phrase, I think, has at least a double meaning. So it's this magical thing about the human being that's always suffering somewhere in the middle of two things, or in the middle of something. And that's the black hole, I think, of being human. That's the whole problem, I think. And that's very well written in those plays. I mean, everybody is correct. Everybody's telling something that you can say, yeah, I'm with him. Yeah, I understand him. I can really understand someone that wants to die very well because he has a logic. I can understand someone that wants to commit suicide, and I can understand someone that wants to live. So I cannot say he is right or he is not right. It's all aspects of one thing that is living in this difficult, stupid, nice, beautiful, and fucked up life.
There is a line that is, love never conquered in battle. The themes of love in Antigone are often uncertain. People question the themes of love, the love for her brother, the love for her country.
She, who seems to be more in love with her brother, and she has this nice quote, I learned the word, that I like this a lot, that she says that I don't have a child, but I can have one. I don't know, I don't have a lover, I can find one, but a brother, because my parents are dead, I will never have one again. I can't really say, but I don't think that her basic feeling is a love for a man. I think it's something more than that. It's also a belief. It's also something maybe narcissistic that a teenager might have, you know, this power that I will go to the edge. And although she's young, we have the feeling she's older. I don't know, for Antigone, I don't have the feeling she's the sweet girl, innocent young girl. You have the feeling she's something more wiser, something older.
I wonder what you think of the idea that Antigone can be seen as an icon to rebel against state law, particularly in terms of political changes, cultural changes that are happening all over the world. Do you think Antigone is still relevant as an icon?
She could be, sure, although it's not very easy to be an Antigone. I feel very helpless in this world. I admire, of course, someone that can, I don't know, take a knife or kill all the fascism of the world, if he could. But I feel very helpless also in everyday life.
Determination, strength, will. Those characteristics for Antigone are seen as feminist. It's very commonplace in critical theory to apply feminist theories to this play. But in the last few years, I think that's felt outdated in many ways. And the idea of fluidity and characteristics not necessarily being attributed to gender feels much more considered.
I think human beings have both sides inside of them. Yeah, I think that it would be the same difficult to fight against a power as a man and as a woman. It would be the same difficult. It's not easier to be a rebellion if you're a man. The difficulty is the same. So I don't know why this has to belong to the gender of the female.
Do you think Antigone, as she's seen in 2017, needs a gender?
No, I don't think so. But if I have to do something, if I am the creator, because I am a woman, of course I will speak through my experiences as a woman as well. Not as a human being, of course, but also as a woman. For example, I can talk about an abortion because I have had one and I know the feeling. So this is an experience that I have as a woman.
How do you feel about the relevance of this play?
I am always interested in these human beings, in this human history, which is out of time and which can fit in any time. So I cannot talk about 2017. Exactly.
You said, if you don't get personal, in the end, you can't communicate with your audience. Do you think that would be a line to sum up the way you work?
That's the way I write, that's the way I am on stage when I perform. That's the only way I can do it. And that's what interests me also when I see someone else.
Did you find you were pulling on a character when you were being shot by Nick?
No, not really. But I was thinking sometimes that I'm someone very pretty, for example. Or I was thinking that maybe someone that I want to will see me in this picture, you know, and he will maybe fall in love, you know.
That's a wonderful feeling. Is it a similar way to how you feel on stage?
No, on stage I think I'm more free. I don't care about my looks at all. I don't care.
A professor at the University of Athens said, he's called Grigorios Ioannidis, and he said, Kitsopoulou's manner of writing is not conciliatory, it's polemic.
I like to hear that.
He continued
okay.
to say, you are the most important angry playwright of your generation. Do you see yourself as angry?
No, not really. I see myself as funny and romantic. Maybe that's why it comes out angry. I don't have in mind now, okay, I will tell everybody, you know, I'm not like this. I'm mostly laughing and don't care really what this is going to, what the others are going to think about it, or what will happen to them. I'm thinking only of me, of how I'm going to express what I want in my way. I speak like that. I usually say something, the opposite of what the most people say, just to play with it and to see a truth. I think there is a truth in there always.
Do you think that's what Antigone was doing?
I don't know, maybe, yeah, now that you're saying that, yeah. I've never thought of it yet. Yeah. She's doing that, yeah.